Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me again for Vlogmas Day 18 here on Twitch. Just a reminder, I am streaming this year's Vlogmas on Twitch, so if you would like to join the live stream live chat, please consider creating a Twitch account. We'd love to have you. And as soon as this stream is over and it's done rendering, I will do my best to get it up to YouTube as an uploaded video as fast as I can, because I know there's a lot of people that still enjoy watching on the YouTube side, and I completely understand. Either way, I appreciate the views and the support. Hello, Erie. Good to see you, and Pumpkin Spicy as always. Sipping her 10 p.m. coffee. And I told her I have my dirty Diet Coke. I know it's not a crowd favorite, but it's certainly in my rotation for drinks. You don't have to try it, Pumpkin. I know for some people, they just think it sounds too weird or too odd, and they're not into it. I can respect that. Okay, so I did pre-watch this, or rather pre-listen to it, because as I've said before, usually if I watch one of Alex's vlogs, I put it on and I'm listening through a Bluetooth headphone and doing something else. So not constantly looking at the screen, but will glance occasionally if some bit of audio piques my interest. So hopefully this one won't be too long. Seems pretty straightforward. I believe there is a portion of it toward the end where she discusses her favorite makeup products of 2024. I think that takes up a big chunk, at least 9 minutes of the last part of the vlog. So that's pretty straightforward. And when I end the stream, instead of playing the outro, I'm going to play a video that my very talented friend, Lindsay, she used to be known as That's Lindsay with an A, but on YouTube, I believe her username is Lindsay with 2 Y's. And she does great commentary on GlitterAndLazers. Anna O'Brien, I believe, is her real name, and FoodieBeauty. Sometimes Amber Lynn Reed is thrown in the mix. And I really enjoy watching her content. So it's a very old edit, and it just happened to pop up in a conversation, and I realized I still have a copy of it. So I'll probably play it here on Twitch, but because of the person who's featured in said edit, I will not be including it when I upload it to the YouTube side, because I heard that person likes to hand out channel strikes, and I'm not interested in starting that process. So enough chit chat. Let's jump into the vlog. The title of today's Vlogmas is Surprise Gift, Elf on the Shelf Photo Shoot plus Makeup Faves of 2024. At the time I pulled the video, the views were sitting at 15,234 as of about 15 hours ago. And the like to dislike ratio, 1.1 thousand thumbs up to 388 thumbs down or dislikes.
Candy cane, heatless curls. So yeah, I moved them out here. One of his arms fell off.
How?
Wind. Full transparency, I bought this shelf fully just for this photo shoot. It's like the pearliest, juiciest, beautifulest, stunningest highlighter. Who's ready, Pee-Pee Lou? It's day 17. What's under here? Oh boy, what is it today? Okay, this is a mess. Oh, chicken chips. You want your chicken chips? Oh, delicious. Take your time. A bit crunchy today. Here you go, my love. Well, you guys, look what I busted out last night. The candy cane heatless curls. And they stayed in. One thing I'll say is, I think I've said this before, but like when you do it, then like at the end, push them up, and I feel like it secures them like just so much better overnight. And I had also showered last night. My hair was like...
Why do we have to mention that we showered? I feel like you can edit that out. Also, she said the same thing about her heatless curls, hacks, tips, and tricks, however you want to say that, almost every time. I feel that could be a compilation in its own right, is how many times she describes her technique or method when using a heatless curl rod. Actually, I didn't mind the one that she did, the smaller rods when she used multiple, I think like 3. I really liked how those turned out, but I guess it depends on what you're aiming for. It seems that she wants not only volume, but a good curl. I don't know. It seems really hard to achieve both of those things from heatless curls, in my opinion, without prepping your hair with a lot of products beforehand or touching it up afterward.
It was still like 40% damp. So like I think this is gonna be really bad. It feels dry. No, it feels dry. But when you do it when it's like that damp, they might come out like we might become a founding father in 20 seconds. So let's... Fear not. Oh, it smells good. It smells delightful. It smells like we just left the hair salon. Is it giving George Washington or give it a zhuzh? Give it a zhuzh. Give it a zhuzh. Actually, you want to know what? I don't know how it looks because I don't have a mirror. You tell me.
Then where is she looking? If she's not looking, I thought her camera had one of those screens that you can pop out to the side so that you can view what you're filming. In this case, she'd be filming herself.
What do you think mommy looks? How does mommy look? How's mommy's hair? Okay, not good. All right, you guys, it is a dreary, dreary day today, and I just want to be cozy. We had so much fun yesterday in Boston. Like, it really was so much fun going to yes, that's my face. That is my face. Hello. Going to the F1 arcade and then that holiday market was a blast. It was so much fun. But we've just been doing a lot this Vlogmas and I'm tired. I'm tired and it's a dreary day. So it's just like a perfect day to be at home, watch some Christmas movies, snuggle with the baby. Yes. Very scrumptious. And I had seen a comment that requested my favorite makeup from the year. So maybe we'll do that, do a little chitty chat. But overall, just like a cozy day.
I don't understand how this is content. I get that it's become a regular part of her routine, especially being the mother of a newborn, but do people really want to see this? I figure she could do a quick segment of things that I've learned operating this baby bottle cleaner. Like, there's a learning curve, and this is what I found works for me. I'm going to explain it to you. Hopefully, this will help someone if you've just got it, or if maybe you have the same questions that I had. But showing her using it in a sped up segment, it just feels like filler content.
Yarn puts these on so tight.
Aries says, no, I feel like I'm watching her do chores. Oh, okay. Well, I guess when you put it like that, it makes sense because she's always said that she vlogs her daily life, and doing housework, doing chores is definitely part of it. I'm not really interested in some of the mundane things just because she chooses to show the same mundane clips in every single vlog, especially Vlogmas. And I know we kind of harp on this, and it's up to her because she's a content creator, but I feel like there's more than one way to show mundane tasks. But it comes down to editing, it comes down to filming, it comes down to kind of industry insider tips and tricks, for lack of a better term, that I thought by now, after what is it, 11 years on YouTube. I mean, she's always talking about elevating her content for her viewers because ultimately that is who she's making content for, because she needs people to watch her content in order to remain monetized. It's just, I feel like she could try a little harder, and I would really, really like to see that. But in her defense, like she says, and so many people in her comment sections I've noticed, you know, she's a new mom, so who cares if her content is slacking? She should get credit for doing the bare minimum and uploading.
Also, you guys, let the record show, I moved inside the outdoor items because I want the nutcrackers on each side of the door. I don't know why. It's just like what I always envisioned. So these are back here. These are back here. These are actually where they were last year. And then Letters for Santa is here. And then I'm going to move the sled to the basement. This was actually a gift from our friend whose daughter outgrew it. So for Anderson. So one day we'll be pulling him in this sled. Very excited. So yeah, I moved them out here, and even though they are too big with this, I put them like between. And I don't know, there's something about it. It feels right. It just feels right. So also our UPS friend just came and got some jerky that we restocked for him, and he was just the nice.
Oh, speaking of nutcracker decorations,
An adorable nutcracker. I used to literally have like 20 plus nutcrackers because I was like obsessed with buying them, but this is the only one I kept.
Thank you for buying a badge, Rarity Cat. I appreciate you.
Guys, the weather is so randomly beautiful. Like when I was just outside rearranging the nutcrackers, it's like, God, it feels, let me see, I can tell you the temperature, I don't have to guess. It is currently 53 degrees. It feels like spring. So I might take Anderson and the dog for a walk later because that just sounds so nice. There was a phase back after Anderson was born where we went for a lot of walks because the weather was nice, and that helped me out like so much postpartum. Yeah, it was really fun taking him for walks. And now that he's more like aware of his surroundings, I think he'd really enjoy like looking up and around.
Pumpkin Spicy says not digging the 90s hair accessory. I think that's a better headband option for her. Maybe because it stretches, it has some give. It doesn't squeeze her head. I feel like some of the other headbands that she showed, the more classic, traditional style, if you have a big head, like she has said before in previous vlogs, they probably don't, they don't suit her as well. And I've had that problem. I have a big head. So a lot of headbands that I picked up from Target, from Walmart, I've had to get rid of them because they press and leave indents in the side of my head. And I've just accepted that many of the trendy headbands won't fit. But that style, I think it'll provide her with more comfort. And it definitely keeps the hair out of her face, which we know is a big deal. I forgot what we called them too. I'm sure somebody knows. And when we hear the word, we'll be like, oh. But I forgot. I don't even remember the name. I would just visually identify them. Be like, oh, a headband. I'm not sure. I remember like banana clips, but that's different.
Had everything going on, so maybe we'll do that later. But then it's so funny because I'm looking at the weather and it's 56 high today, and then in 3 days it's like got snowflakes. But
apologies for the quick pause. Seeing as she's lived in New England a majority, if not all, of her life, I'm surprised that she doesn't begin to recognize certain weather patterns, especially around her birthday, because she just becomes pretty hyper fixated and hyper aware of a lot of things because she's looking forward to her birthday and Christmas, etc. I feel like, and I'm not an expert, I'm not a meteorologist, but I feel like that happens often before it rains or even before it snows. It gets a little warm and then the weather changes because it affects the pressure. But who knows? I could be totally off. But I feel like we've heard this spiel from her before about the weather and it's so warm, but in a couple of days, it's going to snow or it's going to rain. I don't know. I feel like New Englanders would be more aware of that sort of thing in the weather, but maybe not. Maybe I'm overgeneralizing.
I would low-key love that, honestly. I could use a little snowy magic like the other day. It's funny because these warm days, like, they throw me off so much because I'm like, it doesn't feel like Christmas when it's this warm. But I know, like, in a month we're gonna miss this weather. Also, my mom and I canceled our trip. We canceled our trip to Florida in January. I just don't think Anderson is ready for a flight and a trip of that caliber yet. So we may push it later in the spring or just wait until next year. There's plenty of other fun trips ahead with him down the road. But I got a few packages here I want to open. Yeah, what do you think about the nutcrackers? I feel like they look better door and door. Do you agree?
Was it too aggressive front forward?
One of his arms fell off.
How?
Wind. But then again, I did not tighten them all the way.
I know. This is why I usually assemble things.
I know. Maybe you can tighten them. But I've always just envisioned our nutcrackers on each side of the door. So I brought the outside stuff inside. Because remember, that's where that stuff was last year.
Where'd you find the arm?
On the ground.
How far away was it?
Not far. It wasn't far. But we had a storm yesterday. So it really just can't blame his arm for flying
It's
off.
50 degrees outside.
It feels like spring. Do you want to take a family walk? Because I was gonna go.
I was gonna pick up the remainder of the leaves that are in the backyard.
It's wet, babe.
Is it?
It's like muddy wet because it rained yesterday.
I should just give up, huh?
Yeah, I don't know why you keep trying with the damn leaves. I don't know why you keep trying.
Did you get some stuff?
Yeah, I got some PR.
Nice.
Got some PR. Prequel? Have you ever heard of Prequel skincare? Glycolic acid. Could put this on my feet. Exfoliating solution. Did I tell you about that journey for me? I don't think I told you about my foot journey.
The answer is just to wear slippers in the house.
I wear slippers in the house, darling, but it's so hot in here sometimes. I have to take them off because heat is a source at your feet and your head.
If you put socks on.
Now, I will say I did listen to that sentence that she said a couple times because I wasn't clear. The feet and the head is the source of heat. I'm not sure what she means. I've heard people say that your head and your feet, you should keep them covered if you feel cold often because heat escapes. But I did a Google search because I know she said it after they finished this little back and forth. And there's really not enough scientific evidence to back up that theory. I think it's a psychosomatic thing because the hypothalamus is what regulates your body temperature. But I don't think it hurts to wear layers or cover more parts of your body. I think it just tricks your brain into thinking, okay, now I have more of myself covered, therefore I will be warm. And I'm sure someone out there strongly disagrees with me and can give me a boatload of reasons why I'm wrong. But I think that's just Alex's way of saying I get really hot all the time, and I sweat, but I don't smell.
And it regulates
If I wear socks, it'll cool me down.
yeah, like it regulates the, if you have like bamboo socks or something like that.
Cooling
no,
socks?
No, like merino wool or something like that. Oh yeah, they have like certain like that like regulates the temperature of your feet.
I'll look
I'm
into it.
serious.
No, if they have cooling socks, like I'll wear it, but
I
like
think it's merino.
My understanding, if your feet are always cold or your hands are cold, that could have more to do with um like the blood circulating, in your body. It's the furthest thing away from your heart because that's how obviously that's how blood gets around to different parts of your body. But I think she's confused. I'm sure there's many different ways to argue that, but what Yar says about the merino wool, I think that's a good option for somebody like her during the colder months. Obviously not during the hot summer warmer months, but wool is a good option because it keeps you warm. And the reason it keeps you warm without making you sweat as much as other fabrics is because it's so fine. The fibers are so fine. Does that make sense? Maybe not. But it makes sense to me. I have one pair of those really expensive merino wool. Actually, I think it's a blend that I got from REI or some outdoor sports store that I wear with snow boots because I am like Alex. And when I get moving, I do get really warm really fast. But I want good socks. So that was a good alternative for me. Something that was thick enough to keep me warm, but it did not cause me to sweat or have any moisture in your feet, because obviously that can become a problem. But such interesting conversation between the two of them. I hope they were able to do some Googling and she was able to come up with a solution for her feet. I mean, she wears house slippers, but she wasn't wearing socks. So maybe she changes out her slippers throughout the day depending on her body temperature.
Wool. It's some sort
my
of
feet get
material that.
hot.
Yeah, it's some sort of material that
Okay.
regulates your temperature, so you're not sweating.
I don't believe him, but I'll Google it. But anyway, I'm on my foot journey. There was a woman who posted about glycolic acid on her feet.
Don't you usually use that for your face?
Yes. Don't worry about it. I don't know how to pronounce this brand. Innisfree. Brighten skin, fade dark spots, post breakout marks. Okay. We've got brightening toner pads and then a brightening serum. I should use these because I've been keeping my skincare really simple because like I am so afraid of my acne coming back full blown. I mean, I'm 4 months postpartum. I would like to think it would come back by now, but I swear pregnancy cleared my skin.
Hormones. I'm pretty sure a big contributor to why her acne kind of cleared up is because her hormones changed during pregnancy. So maybe that's what she means, that it's going to come back because her hormones are going to revert back to the state that they were in before she became pregnant. But I don't know the science behind that. I'm not an expert in that field. Maybe somebody listening or somebody watching on the replay has a bit more of an in-depth explanation.
But I don't know. I don't want to jinx it. I really don't want to jinx it. So thank you. And then Glow Recipe. Cloudberry Bright Moisture Cream. I love the name of their stuff. It's just like so fun. Cloudberry Bright Essence Toner. Cloudberry Bright Moisture Cream. Oh, and then a refill. I like how they sell refills now too. So waste less plastic. So that's cool. a new product, Silky Rich Yet Breathable Refillable Moisturizer. I will say, I've also had pretty good luck with Glow Recipe not breaking me out. Antioxidant rich, whipped buttery cream to brighten and nourish dry, dull, uneven skin. Lit from within glow. Very exciting. I'm so scared to introduce new products. I'm so scared, but I know I should if I want to continue to like make progress here.
I think her skin does look better in terms of how much acne she has, but I feel that she still has a lot of texture. Like that part hasn't changed. The biggest change I notice is the number of breakouts on her skin, but the other components of her skin, I don't see huge difference.
So you guys, today, did I already say this? Oh my God. Did I already say this? Oh, my mom's calling me. What a mess. All right, so Yarman got this yesterday at the holiday market, if you missed that vlog. This was insane. We got like a peppermint gourmet hot cocoa made with this chocolate. So it says you can make it with whole or oat milk, and Yar likes oat. So, I mean, I like oat too, but so I just made him one following the directions. So let's get his thoughts if it's as good as yesterday. And we know he rated the one yesterday 9.5 out of 10, and Yar is a harsh critic. So I'm curious if it'll be as good like with the oat milk, because I'm sure yesterday they made it with.
Is it not blended all the way? It looks a little chonky. And he is a harsh critic. That's another compilation idea. Yar's Harsh Ratings Academy.
So this is a really, really, really good chocolate brand. If you guys ever want to try one, we got some of their truffles and some for my mom, and we all love it. All right, let us know. Is it as good as yesterday?
So it looks like
It's thick.
thick.
It's
is the
thick.
right word, right?
It was 8 ounces of oat milk, which is a cup, and then 6 teaspoons of cocoa.
6.
Yeah. I mean, teaspoon, not table, but still. Moment of truth. Is it as good as yesterday?
Well, I mean, that was like gourmet, top of the line, like your little.
Yeah. And they probably made it with whole milk. That's oat, but is it still good with the oat?
Yeah, this is 8.5.
8.5?
This is 8.5. This is good though. Like I'll have this home all day.
All right.
All right. After subsequent sips, I have to bump this up to a 9. Like the thickness of the drink is just.
So.
But what about the Abuelita hot chocolate?
Does it taste right? Bubba is thriving. We got my mom a very exciting Christmas gift this year. She has been complaining forever about how we don't have a rocking chair downstairs. We only have one in his nurseries. When we want to rock him, we go upstairs. My mom...
Pumpkin says, Montreal mug makes me think of Drake. Is that where he's from? I think he's from Toronto, if I'm not mistaken. Because of the the one lyric in the song, and I had to look it up and ask my friend, Jojo B, if you're listening, who lives in Canada, running through the 6 of my woes, or whatever that line is. She's like, that's referring to like a borough in Toronto.
Desperately wants a rocking chair down here. So we got her a rocking chair. So Yar's assembling it. It's really cute. We made sure it like kind of fit the vibe of the room. And it's comfy, cozy, because she didn't want like just like a wooden rocker. She's been talking about getting herself one also for her apartment for when Anderson comes over, like a very like cozy one, you know, with like arms and real material, not just wood, like a cloth of sort. So we found this really, really pretty one for a modern nursery, and it's really cute. It looks kind of just like a regular accent chair, but it has rocking legs, which is... It is so comfortable. It reclines, it heats, it massages, it has a charger. It is heavy body friendly. I love this chair. We could just sit in it all day. Like, so exciting. And like I've said before, my mom does not watch my vlogs. And you guys were asking why she doesn't watch my vlogs. She doesn't like to see people hating on me, which I can totally understand now, because if I had to watch Anderson on YouTube or whatever and see people write mean things, it would kill me too. This is the life of a bariatric pregnant lady. I can't eat anymore.
That's very sad.
It is a little sad.
Very sad.
Because I do want to eat the rest, but I am stuffed. Now the baby is getting big enough to push on my stomach. So that's it. It's all over.
Oh yeah, sure you only ate half of a half. As soon as you turn the camera off, you wolf the rest of it down. We see the ketchup drooping off your chin.
We see the reflection in her glasses.
We see the reflection in your glasses.
And she's been off Instagram like recently. I told her, I'm like, don't go online.
A few moments later.
This is the face of a defeated man who just put this on backwards. I just left the room and came back. He's just sitting here totally defeated. You poor thing. I'm sorry. We're gonna go do a Target pickup, me and Anderson.
Well, I'm happy to report the rocking chair is adorable. This will go here with the olive tree when this is all down, and this will stay in this corner. Kind of like a nice little reading nook chair.
Why is the style of the chair like it has an indentation in the middle? I don't really understand that. I guess to help you stay centered in the chair because it's a rocker, or that's just the style. That reminds me of the chairs that she used to have in her office. Was it her office or somewhere else in the house? The ones in the other room that Bruno used to lay in. I think it's the color. I think it's the color. Speaking of rocking.
What are your hopes for me in the future?
You know what my hopes are.
What are my hopes?
You know what my hopes are. Can you guess?
They go me to have babies.
How many?
4.
Yay!
Oh, that was really
Oh
fun.
my god, I can't wait to just, you know that thing you lay in a rocking chair and you put them on your chest and you just like rocking the baby? That feels so sweet.
I totally know what you mean.
Oh, my little squirrel babies.
All right. I will say this was a very good price considering how expensive recliners are, or not recliners, rockers. And it's a vegan leather. It does definitely feel like it needs to break in a little bit, but like all the other ones we saw were like double, triple the price. So if you're looking for something like this, I'll put a link. Hopefully my mom loves it and she'll be sitting in it in like a week. Now, Anderson, the time has come. 'Tis photo shoot time. It's so funny because I feel like online, Elf on the Shelf is like so polarizing for moms. Like you're either like in it, you're looking up all these cool hacks, or you're just like, I hate this. That's what I see for my reels anyway. I'm personally excited for those days. I did not grow up with Elf on the Shelf, but I think it's gonna be really fun to do. But I also understand that like I have more time than the average working mother. So I think that's probably part of it. Like when you've worked all day and you come home and have to make dinner and it's like a crazy hectic day, I'm sure the last thing a lot of moms want to do is figure out a creative Elf on the Shelf situation. So yeah, but I'm looking forward to it, and I'm grateful I have, you know, I can kind of do these things included in my job, which is really fun. But anyway, here's his little Elf on the Shelf costume and the matching little hat. Bought it on Amazon. We already washed it. And then I figured I would use these little guys from the paper store to sit on the shelf with him. And full transparency, I bought this shelf fully just for this photo shoot. But I'm gonna give it to my friend after so she can do the photo shoot too. And we'll kind of just pass it around. This will be like the Elf on the Shelf for everyone to share. And then maybe if the next kid we can borrow it back. I don't know. We'll see. But I am very excited. So how you do this is I saw a TikTok where she put the shelf on the ground and then you sit the baby so it looks like they're sitting on it, but they're on the floor. And then you can put stuff on it with him, and he's a little elf on the shelf. It's gonna be so freaking cute. So he's in a good mood. So let's do it. All right, here is our little setup.
I guess I have been seeing this trend because that's not part of my algorithm, is seeing people dress their babies up as the Elf on the Shelf and using the baby as kind of like a prop and doing photo shoots. What I've seen is you buy the toy, the elf on the shelf, and you think of creative ways for the elf to get into mischief, doing mischievous things. Like, I don't know, stealing a cookie out of the cookie jar, getting into the freezer, spilling things on the counter, those sorts of things. And you kind of make it like a silly joke for your kids, but I didn't know people were doing it with their actual babies. That's interesting. But maybe she is planning to use the actual toy when he gets older.
The shelf, then the 3 little stuffies, and this rug is like padded, so it'll be super comfy. So let's see how it goes. He looks so cute in his little outfit.
Well, you guys, I'm thrilled to report that the photo shoot actually went really well. I highly recommend doing that with your little one this year. Even if they're older, I think it would look so cute for like any toddler kid. I think it was so cute. And what I did was on Canva, I like removed the background and then like added different Christmas backgrounds. So I have a few different favorites, but this is a little peek of how it came out. And he actually smiled. He did a great job. He looks so cute. He just went down for a nap. So I figured now we could go ahead and do our top favorite makeup of 2024. And I figured I'd put this toward the end of the vlog. If you're not interested in makeup, you can click off, but I know some people are interested. I had a very like specific year of makeup because for a big chunk of it I was pregnant. And I didn't wear a ton of makeup, but I had like really solid tried and trues that I just like kept wearing every day, and I didn't stray away or go into like a lot of different new kinds of makeup this year. So let's go ahead and get into it. If you already watched this year, you know exactly what I'm going to grab first. I used these all spring, summer, fall long. This is the Color Science Flex SPF. So this stuff's awesome because it's an SPF 50 plus and water sweat resistant, and it goes on white, and as you massage it in, it matches to your skin tone. I have the shade Fair and Medium. I often would mix the two. In the winter, Fair works. In the summer, Medium works. Sometimes I would mix them and it would be perfect. This gave me the perfect amount of natural coverage. It also feels really wrong to film a makeup chatty portion of this without makeup on, but it just is what it is today. These are so good on the days I wanted like no makeup just to even me out a little bit, give me skin protection, sun protection. These were the tried and trues. I have used so much of this. So yeah, if you watched the vlogs all year, you already know I was absolutely obsessed with these. And even in the winter, it's great too, because you're supposed to wear your SPF all year long. And I'll link everything in the description box. Then moving outside of that, for a more like full coverage, like foundation, there were 2 that I reached for, I would say the most this year. My usual IT Cosmetics CC cream. This is always a tried and true. I've been wearing this a lot over the last few weeks. It also has SPF 50 plus and a lot of skin loving ingredients, hyaluronic acid, at least I thought it had hyaluronic acid, hydrating serum, anti-aging. It's got like a lot of good stuff for your skin in it, but it has like crazy good coverage. Like, I don't know why it's CC cream. To me, it just has like a ton of coverage. And I wear the shade Fair Ivory in the winter time, and then in the summer I have neutral tan for when I'm like super tan. But yeah, this is a really great foundation for great coverage and SPF in one. For a while, as you can see here, how much of this is gone, I used this quite a bit this year as well. The Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Skin Tint, and it has a vitamin C derivative. So pretty cool. It has like that vitamin C in it, which is great for brightening. But also this had really nice coverage. Medium, you can build.
Okay, so I have a question for makeup people or estheticians, perhaps. Erie, maybe you know. When she says vitamin C derivative, what does that mean exactly? Do they have to put vitamin C in a different form in makeup products? I'm assuming. I've always been curious why they have to add extra adjectives like that, because I don't know the process of making makeup products? Is this a makeup favorites? Did I miss that? Yes, she's putting this in as a short segment toward the end of the vlog. That way, if people who didn't really care about makeup didn't want to watch, they don't have to. But I believe maybe not favorites. I think a more accurate description would be most used or frequently used makeup products of the year. I think favorites is kind of overused, kind of played out.
It up to full, and it was just like really easy to apply, had a really beautiful finish. Yeah, I used a lot of this now that I'm like really looking at it, and I used the shade 110. So those were, I would say, my top like foundation products. Now getting into bronzer, I pretty much like only for the most part used my Rare Beauty bronzer stick this year in the shade Happy Soul. Like this is actually, I want to say this is my second one that I've bought, and she's gotten a lot of love. These are just creamy, blendable, stunning. Like I just have no desire to like reach for a different bronzing stick. So I used this a lot. Now, one of my favorites this year were the Milk Jelly Tints. I really, really liked these because I was often doing, you know, that light, no makeup, like no powder, just some of this, and then throw on, you know, some of this on the cheeks. It was a very beautiful, soft tint of blush. And I like how it left a little bit of a stain, so it had a little bit of a longer lasting effect, and they're just like really fun to apply. I feel like I used these a lot this year. For concealer, I just bought another one of these. I finished an entire tube this year of the Tarte Shape Tape. This is tried and true, amazing coverage. We all know it and love it for a reason. And then
Is it just me or did her volume get really loud? I didn't turn up the volume on the video that's being shared. I can control that volume somewhat. I didn't do anything, and I didn't turn the volume up on my headset or my computer. Did anyone else hear that? Okay. Oh, thank you, Erie, for giving an answer. She says, I think it's a derivative because it's mixed in the makeup and not pure vitamin C. Interesting. So vitamin C works, I guess, in that form. It would be kind of like a liquid. So it works as a topical treatment, even with the other ingredients in the makeup.
Still often use my NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I don't know if I talk about it that much, but this is a really good product. You can use this as kind of like a MAC paint pot for like a base of eyeshadow. You can use it to conceal pimples really, really well, clean up your brows. I use this for like a lot of random stuff, cleaning up lip liner. Another tried and true that I use like a lot, and I have gone through like almost an entire tub. Like, look at this is my old one. I'm gonna throw this away right now because I did buy a new one, but it's like, you know, it's good when you finish a whole tub. It's hard because there's also some other products in here that I liked too, so don't get me wrong, there are other things that I liked too, but I'm just going with like my top products. Went through a phase where I was only doing like powder products for like quick makeup. So I was either doing like just some skincare makeup, just powder, like quick. So the Matte Velvet Skin from Makeup Forever, this stuff is powerful coverage. As you can see, not much left here, but you can really just like, it's like a full coverage powder foundation, which I always just think is like so magical for a powder. I used this so much this year as well. You can just do a little concealer and then just really massage in that powder, and it will give you just this beautiful like medium to full coverage depending on how much you want to build up. Use a little spray after to melt it down. Stunning. For bronzer this year.
Oh, and to continue on Erie's earlier comment about the vitamin C derivative in the makeup product, she says, yeah, I wouldn't rely on it as a skincare product, but it's a nice little addition. Realistically, not sure how much it would change your skin. So that's just like an extra selling point, I would assume, like what they put for marketing. And she adds, and you should always put vitamin C under SPF, so I wouldn't like a base product with vitamin C. Oh, thank you for that tip. I appreciate that. I'll have to keep that in mind.
I would say these are the two I reached for the most. My Hourglass Luminous Bronze Light, as you can see, getting very low on this. Just a beautiful natural bronze. It just like melts into the skin. It's like good if you have a heavy hand. It won't look like too much. It's soft, it's glowy, but without being shimmery. And then I also used the Precious Gems palette from Tarte, the Amazonian Clay palette. I used this quite a bit. As you can see, I hit pan on this. This is the Park Ave Princess bronzer. You can buy that separately as well, but I just use it in this palette. I used that a lot. And then I also used a mix of these blushes as well. I really like the Tarte Amazonian Clay products. They tend to stay on a really long time versus other blush and bronzer products. So I love those. But then I also used from Hourglass the Ambient Lighting Blush Palette. You know, you can see these two I've hit pan on. I use these two and all three a lot. Like I just take them all and blend them together and put them on. Another beautiful, soft, glow from within kind of look. Like you can have a heavy hand, because I tend to have a heavy hand, and it will just look stunning. So I used those a lot this year as well. Favorite brow product, you already know what it is. The NYX Thick It and Stick It. I think I've gone through like 3 of these this year. I used the shade Brunette Thickening Brow Mascara. It does so much. I'm obsessed with it. It's just, I don't know, there's something about it. It's just so easy, and it's not like messy. You know, some brow products are like messy when you.
So has anyone used the NYX brow product that she's showing? I might have asked this previously, so apologies if I'm repeating myself. I think I've said before that I use the one from Essence because it's cheap, although I know NYX is known for being fairly affordable as well. From what I've found using NYX products personally, I don't care for many of their applicator styles. Also, it seems like they have big packaging, but when you look at the amount of product that's actually in it, it's not very much. So I haven't been really excited about a NYX product in a long time. I'm trying to think what's the last. I might have gotten some sort of like finishing powder from them. I don't know. It's been so long. I rarely wear makeup these days. Maybe a handful of times per year. That might change in the future, but right now I no. Oh, I know what I use. Okay, I'm looking over at my little makeup my little makeup area in my room, and I have the NYX setting spray, the matte setting spray. That's one of my favorites. I feel like they slightly changed the formula, although I couldn't tell you which ingredient they changed. Just over the years, I feel like it's not as effective as it used to be. But I have repurchased that many a times via Amazon or Ulta. So I'm going to catch up with the chat. Pumpkin Spicy says she has not tried the NYX brow product that Alex is showing here. Erie says she hasn't either. And Erie also says, I use the Benefit Clear Gel. I wish I could use a clear gel. I like the tint though. And because my eyebrows are still microbladed, it is fading unfortunately, and now the prices to get them redone are astronomically high, so I don't think I'll be getting that anytime soon. So I'm a fan of the ones that deposit some color. Pumpkin Spicy says, I'm a fan of their brow pencil, eyeliner, and lip liner. And the price, yes. And Erie says, I think I use a NYX eyeshadow primer, but also haven't used them in a while besides that. Oh, and Pumpkin Spicy adds, I also use their green skin primer. Oh, okay. I don't think I've used any of their primers in a long time. The last one I used, I can't even remember. Oh, what am I talking about? The NYX Angel Veil. That's what I used to use. But I ran out. So the last time I wore makeup, I didn't even use a primer because I didn't have any. Erie says, if I want to fill in my brows, I use the Milani brow pencil. Oh, I used to love Milani, their baked blushes. They had a peach one. I forgot the name, but they had a peach one and they also had like a rose one. That was really good. That's a long time ago, though. I'm dating myself. I'm talking like 2017, 2018.
Put them on. It's very controllable. So I loved that. It's my favorite brow product this year. Also, this was a little bit of a later one, but I used this a lot since I got it in PR. The Giorgio Armani like metallic eye tints here. I use this like a lot. When I do a shimmery look, like this is what I'm using. They don't crease. They go on really quickly. They're like beautiful quality, beautiful shimmer, and so great for the holidays. So if you need like a New Year's Eve like easy, quick eye makeup look, just grab this, brush it on, and then just like soften the edge with your finger, and like it looks like you put in so much effort. Favorite mascara of the year, of course, the Tartelette Tubing Mascara, and in the brown shade. I tend to use the brown way more than I use my black one now, but they're both great. Obviously, the formula is the same, but I won't go to a different mascara, at least not for a little bit, until like this one runs its course for me emotionally. But I am obsessed. The way that this just slides off and you don't get raccoon eyes. Literally, you can just wet your eyes at the end of the day and the mascara pulls off in tubes. It's amazing. You can get your lashes super long with this. I use my favorite lash curl.
Okay, my bad, Yuri. She says it's a brow pen, not a pencil. Interesting. I'll have to look that up. Is it like a marker? I remember I used to use those sort of eyeliner pens with like a felt tip marker. I never really liked them in the long run because I wanted something very saturated and very dark, and I felt like they were still a little bit sheer. Interesting. Luminoso. I think so. Yes, Yuri, that's one of the names sounds familiar. It was very pretty. I bought it a lot and I didn't have to use very much product and I got a few compliments on it. I liked it. It had just the right amount of shimmer in my opinion. In the right light. So in some lights it looked like I didn't have anything on, but when I was outside in the sun, it looked really nice.
Curler, like this is my favorite lash curler. I literally have two. It's from I think Tweezerman. So I'll link this too. I love this. Love this lash curler. It works super duper well. And yeah, I feel like this mascara works beautifully. And there's something about being able to just take it off really easily at the end of the day. One thing I will say though, as an emotional girly, if you cry with this, you have two choices. If you cry with this, you either have to zoop it off or really let it dry, and it will firm back up, I will say, but you have to let it dry. Just be careful. Favorite highlighter of the year is the Rare Beauty Mesmerize. Look at how much I used of this, and you know how long it takes to use a freaking highlighter. It's just stunning. It's like the pearliest, juiciest, beautifulest, stunningest highlighter. So I love this. Per usual, my favorite setting spray of the year. Actually, I used this a lot too, actually. The Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. I wish I could put the formula of this into this spray bottle because I love the continual mist of this. But I love this. You can hear there's like hardly any left. I've bought this so many times. The Your Skin But Better setting spray from IT Cosmetics. This one has the hyaluronic acid, coconut water, aloe vera extract, up to 16-hour makeup wear. It definitely melts your makeup down to look more like your skin if you find that you're looking a little powdery, a little cakey, and it just feels good on the skin. It definitely extends makeup wear. But I feel like this one does a good job too. Caution, may explode if heated. Okay, caution. Be careful. I really do think I like the continual mist of this, but I do feel like it does a good job as well. It gives a radiant finish, micro fine, controlled application. Yeah, so my top setting sprays. And now my lip product of the year. CoverGirl Outlast Lip Stain in Shuggy Girl. This is like what I wear every time I do makeup because I love that it is a lip stain. So this is like maybe 1 or 2 shades darker than my natural lip color, but that same kind of look.
Has anybody tried the lip stains that she's talking about from CoverGirl? I have not been a huge fan of her CoverGirl products. I think I've tried mascara and I tried to find a foundation, which is kind of a joke because in my opinion, they don't cater toward people who have more pigment in their skin. Although perhaps times have changed and I could give them another try, but that's not what I found when I went to look through their shade range. But a lip stain might be something I'd be willing to try if I was looking to get back into makeup, because that sounds like something that's long lasting and you might not have to reapply, and it wouldn't quite be a lipstick. Or I'm not a fan of lip gloss just because I'm that girl that gets her hair in her face, so it would be constantly pulling hair off of the lip gloss, and I cannot stand that feeling. Okay, no one's tried it. Well, I'm not surprised. I think many of us have gone different routes when it comes to looking for makeup recommendations and tips and tricks, because I know Alex really doesn't show that as much, and when she does, it's just rinse and repeat, which that's her prerogative, as I've said many times. And Pumpkin Spicy says, I like using lip liner all over my lips. I've done that before and it did work. I don't know. I guess I'm interested in trying something new. If I were to pick up a makeup product, like if I were to wear one thing, a lip stain sounds like a good balance, a good alternative. Erie likes the lip gloss. Well, if I wasn't so, what's the word? I don't know. I guess it's because I like to wear my hair down and it seems to always fall in my face, and somehow it's like attracted to the lip gloss. Pumpkin Spicy says, I used to be all into makeup content, but I just don't have the need these days. Same. I'm right there with you. Yuri says, a stain with gloss over is perfect for me. I'm not a liner girl. That's okay, Erie. Everyone has their preferences. And I'm sure, honestly, it's probably because you're a bit younger than myself and Pumpkin Spicy. So the trends and things that are popular and more readily available, they change with time. So that makes sense. Pumpkin Spicy and I are probably just thinking of the times when we did wear makeup often and what was available to us. And Pumpkin says, I do love a good gloss. I think it looks pretty. I'm just not a fan of wearing it. And she still loves a glittery gloss. Again, I think it looks good on other people, just not for me.
And I just line my lips with it, fill in around the edges, throw a gloss on top, and it stays on all day, and I just reapply gloss throughout the day. So eating, drinking, talking, living your life. I love a stain. Like, love it so much. The color of this is perfect. I tried a different color, didn't work out as well. Like, this is the most like neutral nudie color in my opinion. So I love this. Like, I will repurchase this over and over unless I find something else. It looks kind of like a marker. It's a little bit deceiving when you put it on. Like, you might feel like you're running out of product. Just turn it. Like, you know, when you have a marker, you just need to like turn it and get a different edge of it to get more product. But every time I feel like it's getting low, you know, and I put the cap on and put it away, it feels fresh the next time. So don't be deceived by like, if it feels like it's drying out, it tends to have more in it than you think. But it is my favorite. And I don't really have like a favorite gloss. Recently I've been using the Milk Kush lip oils. Like I put one on just now. They are like super glossy. I like the way that they like feel on. They're not sticky. They're very just like, I don't know, very glossy. Smells like watermelon. So I put on like any gloss on top, really, whatever I have, like a clear gloss. So yeah, those are my makeup favorites for the year. Like I said, I did not have like a whole lot of
variety because I didn't wear a lot of makeup this year, and when I did, I wore like the same things, but I kind of think that's good because like these are really, like I said, my tried and true favorites of the year. So again, I will have them all linked down below. All right, you guys, whipped up some HelloFresh for dinner, this lemon broccoli chicken pasta, and we are gonna watch a new movie, Red One. It's like an action Christmas comedy with The Rock, and it's on Amazon Prime. We were gonna try to see it in theater, but it's on Prime, so we'll let you know how it is.
I adjusted it to reality. And does that... No, it doesn't work on everything. No, you can't try it. No, you can't drive. No more questions. Now get in. And be careful with those robots.
All right, you guys, we watched about half the movie and we're both getting pretty tired. So we'll probably finish it tomorrow. But so far, it's actually really good, and it's 2 hours. It's pretty long for like a Christmas comedy, but it's really, really like actually funny. Like we're laughing out loud, and it's good. So we'll finish it tomorrow and we'll let you know how it is. But I also have to edit and export and all that jazz. So I will see you guys tomorrow.
Oh, I wasn't expecting the video to go back to the starting frame with the candy cane, heatless curls rod. Oh, and Erie, I asked her about the eyebrow pen, and I asked her how she uses it. So she says, oh, I think I missed a comment. Okay, she says, yes, exactly. Little hair strokes. Then I dab over it with my fingers so it's not so intense. I usually brush over with your, I think you mean spoolie, right? To make sure it's blended and doesn't look harsh. Okay, interesting. That's what I used to do when I used the, what is that one from Anastasia? The dip brow that everyone was obsessed with. It was way too pigmented for me. I had to get the teeny tiniest amount and do little hair-like strokes, mainly at the tail. And then I'd take the spoolie and just brush it out. For me, it took way too long. Yeah, I can see why it's a good product, but it's not something I would pick up again to use for every day. It's good to see you, Sasha. It's okay that Julie. It's okay. Not really. They got Nancy a rocking chair for when she comes over to their house. So that was kind of interesting because Yar put the bottom part on backwards at first. Then she did a Target pickup, she said, but she didn't, I don't think she showed it. And it was just a bunch of makeup talk at the end, really talking about her most used products, most reach for, aka her favorites. I'm sorry, faves. So pretty run of the mill. Probably getting back into the routine after they went on their little day trip. Oh, no worries. And Erie says, I use the Milani knockoff. Yeah, I just got to a point where I wanted to try the original. I usually will do the same and I'll look for dupes or knockoffs because I'm not willing to pay that price. Usually it's just attached to a brand name. Is the chair heavy body friendly? I don't know. I hope so. But it's for Nancy, so maybe she's not thinking about she's going to sit in it. She did sit in it for a few seconds, so it must be approved. Oh, and Erie says, but I would do the full 2016 Instagram brows and carve them out with concealer. I was always jealous of people who could do that with their brows because it looked truly like a work of art. And I do not have the skill nor patience, but I can truly admire them for what they are. Definitely. Okay, you guys, I think I'm going to play something funny to end out the stream, and that will be it. I know it's late for a lot of people on the West Coast. People, basically, if you're not on the West Coast where I am, it's probably really late for you. Or like Sasha, she's in the future. Yes, those were the elite brow times, Pumpkin Spicy says. And only for the elite, as far as skill-wise, that's how I saw it anyway. But this was fun. I really appreciate everyone that showed up and watched. I appreciate all of you in the chat. You guys make it fun. And for those of you watching on the YouTube replay, I always appreciate your comments. And yeah, hopefully more people can join Twitch as the last few days of Vlogmas are kind of winding down. Because I would love to get some more people in here for conversation. I will do my best to try to stream at an earlier time so we can get more people in here, but some days it just doesn't work out that way. It's just the way the cookie crumbles, as some would say. Yes, for Sasha, it's almost 6:30 p.m. here on Thursday. She's in the future. We do love our future girl. I look forward to rewatching, commenting on YouTube. I always see your comment. You're like the first person to comment, and I appreciate it, Sasha. You start the snark thread. All right, guys, I'm going to play, like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, an edit that my friend Lindsay did. Lindsay on YouTube. I'll link her channel in the description box on the YouTube side when this uploads as a video. But if you just search, I think her old username, that's Lindsay with an A, her channel should come up. She does great reactions and commentary content to people like GlitterAndLazers, FoodieBeauty, Amberlyn Reed, etc. And she's just a very quick-witted, funny, intelligent person. I highly encourage you to check out her channel. Anyway, she is the creator, the original creator of this edit I'm going to show you. I doubt it will play on the YouTube side, though, because I don't want to be struck by the person who is featured in this video, because they have been known to strike channels for using their content as recently as today. All right, everyone. Thank you once again. And I'll finally end this stream. I know I've said that about 50 times, but I hope you're having a good evening, a good afternoon, a good morning, wherever you are in the world. And in case anyone hasn't told you today, you're doing great and you are enough. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
You know I'm gonna link them.
Yarman puts me on to everything, and I'm over. What am I bringing to the table, Yarman?
You.
Thank you.